What's going on, everybody? It's Duran here from Sunrise Gaming, coming back at you with our weekly Friday podcast. Today, we're going to be going over a couple of different things. This has been a good week for Overwatch. Anniversary event ended. Some new stuff coming out from Jeff and the boys. So very excited to talk about the different things that happened this past week. As a reminder, this is a more or less a podcast. There is not going to be anything in the background. This is something for you to just listen to because there's no gameplay or anything like that. You're just going to see a flat one image throughout the whole thing, pretty much. So, probably going to get a little ranty today. I know Lax has prepared some notes, so just get a little ready because there will probably be a good segment on that. So if you have some chores to do or something, put us in the background. We'll soothe you through whatever pain you have to do when you get out of your computer chair. All right, Lax, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay, man. How about you?
Doing good. You ready to start
Yeah,
start this up here?
yeah. Let's go with some of the news and stuff and the actual game stuff first.
Okay, let's start off with the big announcement. Kind of all started when we mentioned it, or actually we talked about it for a while last week with Defran being banned from competitive and stuff for trolling. It looks like Blizzard has implemented, at least on the PC, Blizzard has implemented permanent bans for people who are notorious for trolling in competitive. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of those who are being like trolly and like trying to throw games, I'm fine with it. I'm always a big fan of what's it called? Harsh, like not harsh punishment, but like strong punishment. There's no business. You have no business doing that when people are just trying to have fun playing a game. So I have no problem with them permanently banning people. I mean, if it starts out as like a season ban or something, that's fine, and then if you work your way up to a permanent ban, that's fine as well. But I mean, it's competitive. You take this game seriously, and you're just trying to have fun. It's not like you're just. It's not like I don't know a casual scene, but at the same time, like everybody's trying to have fun as well as compete at a high level. So I'm permanently fine with it, I guess you could say.
Permanently fine with these permanent bans. Lax
Yep.
2017. You've heard it here first. Yeah, I think this was a good move for Blizzard. I know some people are gonna definitely try to appeal them and stuff like that, and saying like, "How dare you take away my fun?" I'm like, well, it's 5 versus 1 here,
Hmm.
so I think Blizzard's gonna side with 5 players over one.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, if you're trolling, you're gonna get what's coming to you. Especially if it's in competitive. Quick play, nobody should give a damn, but in competitive, it matters. So don't
Yep.
troll in competitive. Nobody cares what you're going to do in quick play or arcade, but people
Seriously.
care when it comes to competitive and their ranking, especially as you get higher up the ladder. Now, I
Yep.
mean, from what I'm understanding, is that the trolling problem is in the lower brackets, not in the higher ones.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Why do you think that
Oh,
is?
well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, nobody thinks that they're actually deserving of the rank that they're in. I, for one, don't think I should be in gold, and I want to complain personally to Jeff, but he doesn't respond to my emails. It's been a long time, Jeff. It's been a long time.
You
Anyways,
know where I live,
um,
Jeff.
yeah, seriously.
Come to my
Um,
house.
for real though, we can talk this out like men. But anyways, um, I mean, like, it's getting to that point where somebody like they tried to grind for like a week or two and they couldn't get out, and so now they're just mad. So whenever they go into a game, they still have the mentality of, oh, I want to win, and then somebody, their healers are doing something stupid or their DPS just keep dying or something. Like, well, screw this. I'm gonna make you guys come down with me because I'm pissed because I don't think I should belong on this rank. And while I share that sympathy, I don't think the reason the reasoning behind trolling and throwing games is it's worth I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean we've run into plenty of games where we have somebody who's absolutely useless on the team and they aren't doing anything, but you try to work around them, you don't just throw it.
Yeah, and also like we especially last night we had a problem with like 2 or 3 people that just wouldn't even get in team comms
Yeah.
and they would just play whatever they wanted and we're like basically having to do 5v6 because like I think it was Stylosa from Unit Lost Gaming said it first. When you see somebody insta lock a Widowmaker and they're
Mhm.
ranked silver or gold,
Mhm.
they're not very good.
in general.
in general. They might be good for
Yeah,
their league, but for the most part,
yeah,
they're probably not very good because if you're a good widow, you're probably going to be at least a diamond or higher up.
yeah.
So,
Especially if you know the play style of Widow, not just a good shot.
right. So, like example, we had somebody just auto lock widow, and I'm like, this is a king of the hill control point map, something like
Hmm.
that. I don't know how much value we're gonna get out, and I kept, saying like, if you can do it, fine, but if you can't, switch off. Um, and they were never in team comms. I was just, talking to thin air,
Yep.
and and then you try to type to them in team chat, and they just ignore you. And I'm like, you're
Yep.
not playing with the team. You're being selfish, and we have videos on this, people. So if you go back through our playlist, you'll see selfless versus selfish playing.
Hmm.
Watch that video. Lax goes on a good rant in that one too.
Yeah.
So I wish I could ban people for that, but you can't ban people for playing what they want to play.
Yeah, exactly. But
So
oh well.
oh well.
That's
So
okay. Hold on. Like, there's one thing I want to talk about before we get to the new kind of stuff, and it's kind of we've touched on it before, but I don't think we've really delved deep into it.
mm,
The whole problem with maining slash one tricking. There's a difference between having a main. You would probably say that Zarya or Pharah are your mains right now,
mm-hmm.
and I would probably say like Reinhardt and Winston are my mains, but we're not one tricking them. You know what I'm saying? So like I'd say the difference being one trick is in I'm going to play this character and this character alone because I'm really good at them and I think that character is going to carry me out of whatever ranking, versus maining, which means I'm going to stick to this one character or two characters because I think I'm really good at them, but I can switch if need be, but I think I'm best on this. Is that, you see where I'm going with this?
Kind of. I think you should
I
elaborate
think,
more. You
yeah,
think
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
So
a
I think
problem?
I'm honestly, I do think it's a problem because I mean, I think one tricking is a huge problem, but even just maining is a problem as well in a way, especially at the lower ranks. Because what happens when I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to play pretty much any support character and pretty much every tank except for Zarya, which I need to learn, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have you. um, but I'm fortunate enough to where I can play all these other characters at a decently well level, so that I'm not going to throw it for our team or anything. We all make mistakes, but I see it especially with Mercy mains. I don't know why recently, but I've been really triggered by Mercy mains. I don't know if they're just learning the game, that's fine. I get that. But if you have like over 50 or 100 hours and you're only playing Mercy, like I don't know, that just kind of pisses me off because you're not adding a lot of utility to your team, you know? And like there's other characters like this as well. People that main Lucio mains. I love Lucio. Lucio's amazing, but people that pick Lucio every single point, he adds a lot to the team, but depending on your team comp, it might not work. When it might be better to have a Mercy, it might be better to have an Ana or a Zen. Um, I don't know. What do you think of like somebody that's just they might not be insta locking, but like they'll say, okay, I need to play support, going Mercy like automatically, or just
Uh,
other characters in general.
because there's a lot of videos and stuff out there, and on the forums and stuff, it's like pick a main, grind out that character, and you'll climb in the ladder. And while I do believe in that philosophy in a sense, this is still a team based game. And it's a
Yeah,
hero based game. So you should be more or less flexible in doing so. Now we see that the pros, one of them's a DPS main, one of them's a flex player, then they have support players. They
yeah,
have all
that's
that.
different.
But
They're
that's
being recruited to a team.
right. Here you're joining up with a bunch of randoms. What happens if you get another Mercy main on your team and you're a Mercy main? Who
Yeah,
gets to play Mercy? Who has the
yeah.
more hours gets to play her? And then we run into that problem
Clicks it
quite a
first.
bit. Like,
Yeah.
like I remember one case we had two Lucio mains, and the other one of
Oh
them
yeah.
said, "Give me Lucio," and the guy said, "Sorry, I'm a Lucio main," and the guy said, "Well, I'm gonna throw."
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know, like don't get me wrong, I love Lucio, I love Winston. If I played those guys for the rest of the season and I climbed, I'd be happy. But at the same time, I'm not going to only pick them just because that's what I feel comfortable with playing. Like I want to fit in. I mean, I picked Tracer the other day because we needed a Tracer, and guess what? We rolled the other team just because I picked what was needed. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love to play more DPS. DPS is fun, but I pick what's needed, and you do too as well. So I just, I don't know. It really bugs me. Like I just want. This has been a huge dream of mine. I just want to enter into a match, and all six are in comms, and I say, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And they go, "Hey, man, what do you feel like playing?" I say, "You know what? I kind of play a lot of tanks. I can pick up a tank." We have another guy says, "Yo, man, I play a pretty good Ana. You want an Ana?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's take an Ana. I can go Reinhardt." And the other guy's like, "Yo, I can go Soldier. Stand behind your shield." I go, "Hell yeah, let's do it." He's like, the other guy's like, "Yo, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty sick Hanzo." I'm like, "Okay, man, I trust you." And then you come in and like, "Hey, let's Zarya." Like that's just what I want.
Did
But what
we
are we
have
getting?
that last night, but the match got canceled?
I think so. Oh yeah, I think so. It was so close to
Tell
the
tell
dream
the
of
tell
being
the story.
recognized.
Tell the story.
It was Gibraltar.
No, it
We
was
were on
Anubis. Anubis.
attack.
Anubis.
It was Gibraltar.
It was Anubis.
Oh,
It
it
was the
was Anubis.
dive
That's
comp.
right.
Remember?
That's right. Oh, it was so glorious. We started up and we get like I think somebody first picked like either like Farah or Tracer. Then I was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What do you want to play?" And one guy was like, "Yo, I can do Lucio," and he goes Lucio. I'm like, "Okay, cool. This is kind of like I think you said like it's we got like a pseudo dive thing going on." The guy says, "Yo, man, let's do dive comp," and he picks up Diva, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do dive comp." I'm like, "I can Winston." He's like, "All right." And then like somebody else picks like Far. I think you pick Far or something.
Yeah, I
And then
got
like
far, and then the other guy
and
picked
then
up Zen.
yeah, he was like going back and forth between Mercy and Zen, and you're like, "Yo, let's go Zen, let's like full dive it." And we were getting excited. We had one guy, basically telling the other guy what dive comp was, like how to play it. So like we were getting excited. As soon as we start the match, we get a lever. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no, no,
"Really?"
no. We made it to the point. Remember, we
Oh, we
started.
did make it to the point. That's
We
right.
we
Yeah.
recovered from. We lost somebody right off the bat, but
Yeah.
then we
So we were like
recovered,
holding. Yeah.
and then we started rolling them, and we were about to
Yeah.
take the point. In like this is all happening in under a minute, because
Yeah.
obviously then we got a lever and the match was canceled.
That was so. That was so sad. Like that's just what I want. Like I don't understand. Like I get it. If you're shy, I get it. I don't even mind talking to you through chat. Like that's even fine. If you just want to type and you don't want to talk, I get it. But at the same time, man, like I think people just don't understand that this is a team-based game, you know?
Hmm.
Like you can't just I mean, I know there's a lot of online games like, Call of Duty, CS:GO where you just enter into a main lobby and you just play the best that you can, you play your style in order to win. And I think TF2 kind of did it a disservice because you can kind of run in with a not really an actual comp. I mean, I didn't play TF2 a whole lot, but you can run with pretty much whatever and you'll win just because you're good. But you can't do that in Overwatch. You need all six people communicating in order to take an objective. Um, it's just frustrating. And then going back to our main point, like just having people that main certain things, you always end up getting these awkward comps. I think we were on like a King of the Hill comp, and we were like half diving but with no main tank, and like, but we had a soldier. It just didn't make any sense, and like we kept calling for a change, and it didn't happen. It's like I think that's the problem, especially at lower ranks. But then at the same time, like I've seen so many like mains, and I don't know what it is. It's just mercy mains for some reason that really pissed me off. And, like other mains too, but like I don't understand like if you're in Masters and you main one character, why you're not interested in switching off. Like perfect example, Kefri, an amazing Widow. Probably I don't know if you've ever watched his stuff. Probably the best Widow in the world, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, but he plays Winston too.
Right, like he switches. I mean, people have taken a Widow from him before, and he goes far or he goes Zarya. I've seen him play Hog before. Like he
Hmm.
likes to win. He was at one point rank one, so he understands that you can't just one trick. You have to play with your team. And when he gets countered by a diva, he switches off. Like if he can do it, the guy that's literally a god on Widow, I think you can do it too. I'm talking to you, you gold Widows.
Listen up, Gold Widows.
Listen up, gold Widows. You're not that good. Let me tell you. All right, rant over. Mains, just don't main anything. Just play a style, and you'll be fine. Everybody should learn tanks though, because I'm getting fucking annoyed just playing tanks all the time.
Unless it's Winston.
I love Winston. Winston's a lot of fun. I like Reinhardt too. Like this is what pisses me off because I like Reinhardt too, but like nobody knows how to use him properly as a team.
Yeah.
But that just goes back to playing as a team. Anyways, rant over.
Rant over. Moving on. E3 past week, all that sort of stuff. Not a whole
Saw some
lot.
good stuff.
not a whole lot, like, yeah, happening with Overwatch, so to speak,
No.
but what Blizzard did was arranged for a show match leading into the Overwatch League and whatnot, and the World Cup that's going to be happening pretty soon. The U.S. took on Canada in
Yeah, boy.
a very hilarious match, so to
It was
speak.
funny.
You got to remember, for those of you that don't really know this, there are all these guys are top 500 and pro players, but they've never actually played together.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard for them to find time to practice with each other.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys played together.
Yeah, none of them
Wait,
are from the same team. Last year we had a couple teams. Our team had two people from C9 and two people from NRG on it, so they
yeah,
were a
yeah.
little bit better. But yeah, they
It was interesting.
it was interesting. I mean, you know,
It
good.
wasn't okay. Let's set the scene. It wasn't as taken as seriously because they don't want to show off what their comps are actually going to look like.
Right, it was a show
So it was more.
match.
It was a show match. They wanted to show off different characters. I mean, you saw Bastion, you saw Reaper, you saw like different characters that you don't normally see.
Yeah,
Just because they were just trying to have fun essentially.
it was interesting to watch. If you guys haven't watched it, there's plenty of VODs of it up. Just go watch it. It's
Oh yeah.
funny to watch. It's not to be taken seriously.
Yep.
It's just funny.
Team
There's a
USA
couple.
did win though.
Yes, go Team USA. They still did win, but they won it in a very fun manner. So it was all in good fun. If you guys get a chance, definitely go check it out. It's very interesting. It'll entertain you for at least an hour, because it was
Yeah.
a relatively short match. It was only about an hour. So
I'm gonna say we did look good. Team USA looked really good because I thought Team Canada was kind of stacked. My boy SQC representing the
yeah,
Winston Love.
their team
Just
is
saying.
very stacked.
I mean XQC, Mangachu, Agilities, Surefour. Like these guys are really good. And then you have Rolf, which is a really good Zenyatta player.
Oh my
Like
God,
I was
yes.
kind of surprised how I mean USA didn't easily win. They took a couple matches fairly easily, but like the overall experience was pretty evenly matched. And I was kind of surprised at how well USA did because other than Jake and um who's their other DPS?
I'm not sure. Sure
But
for.
Jake is Surefour. No, Surefour's Canada.
Oh, sorry.
Sinatra. Yeah,
Yes,
Sinatra.
Sinatra, the Tracer.
Sinatra's really good. Like, yeah, Sinatra, and he plays a bunch of different characters. So, seeing him was really good. Seeing Jake was very interesting. But I don't know, Adam. He's pretty pretty basic support guy. I don't think he's huge. I've never heard of CoolMat69 or Raucus. Or I've seen Factor Fiction before, I think. So it was kind of surprising to see how well USA did. But I think it's you got to see some Sombra play, which is we always like to see. So it was a
Hmm.
good little match to watch.
Yeah, definitely enjoyable. So nothing too crazy. Just fun to watch. All right, before we talk about, I know you probably have a lot of things to talk about with the pro scene, but let's just go over
Actually,
some.
no, but
No,
no.
not a whole
Just I
lot.
mean, just some updates from Apex. That's about it.
Updates.
Updates. Okay. You know what?
Okay. All right. We'll go over that in a minute. Let's talk about the new map should be going live next week.
Hmm.
It's going to be all set. And my question is, do you think there's going to be a how should I say this? Do you think there's going to be a new hero on the PTR next week?
Uh, I'm not sure. We just haven't had a lot of hints at it.
Yeah, it's been kind of
You know,
quiet.
it's been quiet. So maybe you might see like a big hint revealed next week instead of actually a new character. But you might see a new character as well. So it just kind of depends. I would love to see a new character. We always love new characters, but I don't know. Like, because if you look at the past ones, there was some leaks and stuff, especially with Orisa. Like, there's quite a few. There's quite a good amount of information that came out before she was officially put on the PTR. So I
Mm-hmm.
would say you probably are gonna see something beforehand before you see the actual character. But who knows?
Right.
I don't know. What do you
Um.
think?
I no, you're probably right. It's
I mean, just
probably
going back on like what they did for Orisa.
yeah. We're probably not gonna see a whole lot of news to deal with him. I would like, or him or her. I would like to see some stuff, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Who knows?
It sucks, because what are you laughing at?
You're talking like very slowly. You okay there?
No, I'm thinking because like it's not. How should I? Everybody wants a new hero. I think we're due for a new one to start coming out. Horizon is going to drop on Tuesday. We know this. It has to drop on Tuesday. It's ready to
Yeah.
go. What else do we have to look forward to after that? The World Cup? We're still a little bit away from the Summer Games event.
Hmm.
It's,
I mean, the World Cup isn't for a couple of weeks.
yeah. Blizzard hates downtime.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid we're actually going to get some downtime.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the new map will come up. That occupies us for a week. But
Yeah.
and then the next week, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
There's If they don't drop the hero in the PTR this week, there's nothing for next week. So,
Hmm.
I mean, they could drop him on the PTR next week, but not everybody plays the PTR. Stuff needs to be happening every week on live. So
Yeah.
I am in the fear that we're probably going to see a downtime, a little bit of downtime, maybe 2 or 3 weeks of downtime before the events and the World Cup kicks off.
Hmm.
What do you
Maybe.
think? What do you think?
I think so. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it's the worst thing to happen, but I mean, we always want to see new content. It's kind of like a gaming thing, you grind out the new content for like a couple days straight, and they're like, okay, I want something new. So, I don't know. I think, I think we might have some downtime, which is fine. People will have a new map. They'll probably, if they don't release a new character, that's probably when they'll be releasing like new, like update, like not updates, but like information about it, start like the speculation. So
Mm-hmm.
who knows? I don't mind a little downtime, and that's just more time for me to grind out without having to worry about, oh my gosh, something new.
Yeah, I can
So,
understand that, but Blizzard is still a business and they need to make money. So new
yeah,
is always better in the eyes of a business. So
yeah, definitely,
I don't
definitely. I
know.
mean, who knows? Who
Um,
knows? Maybe they have something big in the works.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Jeff being a little savage this week. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a forum poster that posted like. Actually, you should know about this if you follow any sort of Overwatch news and whatnot, because it was funny. Um, this guy posted on the forums saying, "Does Blizzard even play their own game?" Enough said, something like that. And Jeff, mess with Jeff, prepare for death. As the meme stands, Jeff savagely replied like, "Looking at my stuff and looking at yours, I have 800 more hour or wins than you do. Are you trolling or did you have a question?"
Lol.
Like he came in and just savagely beat this guy up. So I think people need to understand that yes, Blizzard plays this game. Yes, they work on this game. Yes, there are broken elements, but they are always trying to fix them.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, how come I didn't hook Mercy?" When she was rezzing. Well, once she presses Q, she's invulnerable, dude. Like it's not a broken game. Um, then I see that on the forums a lot. Like people are always
Hmm.
complaining about certain things. So let it go, man. Don't get all frustrated because you never know when Jeff is going to come out and beat you up with stuff. Jeff is very known in this community as being a savage, monotone, savage bastard. So
Oh yeah.
don't encourage him. Is all I'm saying. So that was just a little something I wanted to add.
Okay.
I thought
Sweet.
it was just funny to see that.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
all right, moving on to what else we needed to talk about. Let's see here. Oh, no. Covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. What did you
Hey,
want to talk about?
what's going on with contenders? I'm still kind of confused on how it's. Is it done? 'Cause I still see like VODs turning up. Are those just old VODs?
I think those are just VODs from the tournament. I think it's over.
Okay, yeah, because it was COG versus Evil, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Who ended up winning?
I'm not sure. I didn't really follow contenders. I didn't really. I liked it, and it was a good trial run, but I didn't think
Mm-hmm.
that it was that great. So
It looks like LG Evil won.
okay, Apex was its better tournament in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, all the South Koreans international teams playing. It's
Yeah. So
a little bit better.
go ahead and bring in your updates for this week in the pro scene.
Apex. We covered last week and how, what was it? X6 brought out the Junkrat on Team MVS. That was hilarious. They ended up taking that series. Recently, we have Afrika Blue
Mm-hmm.
beating X6 actually, and then we have
Mm.
Kongdu Panthera, who I think is going to be one of the better teams, beating LW Blue. Um, I think wasn't LW supposed to be one of the better teams as well?
I thought Kongdu Panthera was the best team.
I think so. Hold on, let me bring up the standings real quick. Yeah, Afrika Blue is sitting at top of Group A, and Panthera is sitting at top of Group B. So yeah. Then LW is also right behind Kangdu Panthera, and then
Mm-hmm.
X6 is still behind in Group A. Unfortunately, Team Envious is in the third spot, and then followed by Meta Athena in the fourth spot, and then in Group B, Lunatic High is in number three, and Conbox Spirit, I do not know who they are in
Yeah.
fourth place for Group B. Um, Looks like when's the 20th? The 20th is their next set of games. Next Tuesday, they have more games coming up. Let's see. We have Envious be playing Meta Athena. That should be a good one. Envious should go away with that. And then Lunatic High is playing Conbox, which I'm assuming, based on the rankings, Lunatic High should win.
Did you watch the
Um,
match between Lunatic High and Kongdu Panthera?
I did not.
It's a pretty good match. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Kongdu Panthera is wearing sailor outfits
Oh,
nowadays. They're being very funny. But it was a good match.
oh, I love Koreans. They are
Very,
hilarious.
very true. Sorry, go ahead with your predictions.
Um, I mean, I think that's it. Those are the only two new matches that are coming up, and then after they do their round robin, the top two teams go on to the playoffs. That means Envious needs to win their next two games to have a chance. They need to, yeah, they need X6 to lose one more, and then if they win their next two games, they can take the second spot from X6. Because I don't know. I like Team Envious just because they're not South Korean.
Right.
Um,
Are they the
so I kind
only
of want.
international team
I
there?
think so. I think all the rest of them are all South Korean. So I think because Rogue got eliminated as well, unfortunately. I think
Yes.
those two were the only ones that were international, technically. Um, so if Afrika wins one more, they're in no matter what. Same with Kongdu Panthera. If LW needs to win one, they should be in. If they can beat either Lunatic High or Conbox, then they should be in. But once again, Lunatic High and Conbox are kind of on the chopping block. They need to win both their games to have a shot. And Team Envious and Meta Athena. So it's essentially a make or break for Team Envious and Meta Athena in their next match on Tuesday. Whoever wins has a shot, and whoever loses is pretty much out. So if you're a Meta Athena fan, they need to beat Envious. If you're an Envious fan, they need to beat Meta Athena for you. So um, that's it from the pro scene. Pretty much just Apex, the only ones we're really following right now, because I don't think there's really any other bigger ones. Because contenders ended, World Cup hasn't happened yet, so
Yeah, the pro
um,
scene's going to kind of take a little bit of a seasonal break as the World Cup comes into full swing and Apex wraps up.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one to watch in Apex. I think when we get to the final playoffs, that you're gonna see a lot of high quality Overwatch. I keep telling people if you want to watch good Overwatch, then you need to watch Apex because I
See
know.
some of the best dive comps, you know.
And like even like they try new things like Envious ran a Torbjorn, and then a bunch of teams have been experimenting with Sombra. Like you
Hmm.
can do different things. You just have to, be confident in it, and you have to trust your team, which we've always talked about. Trusting teammates and working as a team. So if you want to see good team play, then you need to check out Apex. I think, especially these next coming games, because you got some teams that are on the chopping block. So I think they're gonna be really good. Want to see if Taimu pulls through.
Yeah, Taimu's been having a hard carry,
Yeah,
envious through this, so I hope he
yeah,
can keep it up and bring it victory for an international team.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Next Tuesday, man. That's what I'll be doing.
next Tuesday, yeah. So next week we're definitely gonna have like a full analysis of all the games. I'm sure you're gonna be
Yep.
ready to go on those. Um,
I will be there. I'll be
I think you'll
excited.
be there. I'll be there.
I wish.
I wish I could be there at Apex, not speaking
That'd be so
English.
cool. Right?
I'd be there. Um, well, was there anything else to add? This, like I said, this
um,
wasn't a very busy week for Overwatch.
yeah, nothing on the pro scene. I don't really have anything else.
There's one more thing before the end here. Bring this up with the anniversary event. Do you think it was a
Okay.
success or do you think it was
I
a failure? Because a lot of people think it was a failure.
Why do you think it was a failure? I thought it was a great success.
Bad RNG on the loot boxes.
Okay, I really think people are overestimating that.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I understand. Like, I didn't get a lot of the thing, but I also didn't get a lot of loot boxes because unfortunately I just didn't play a lot. I didn't grind out for like double XP weekend or anything. I should have, but like I don't know. Like I mean, I guess somebody said like they buy like 50 loot boxes, they only get like a handful of legendaries, and like some of them aren't even what you call it. I don't know. Like I think what was I thought about it the other day. It was like you're adding in because you can also get the original legendaries in the newer loot boxes is you're not so you don't have the same chance of pulling a new legendary as
Yeah.
you would opening up normal boxes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
So I really think it's just I mean you can talk about maybe it's poor design on their part. I think somebody mentioned like oh maybe mess with the frequency of it a bit, but only get the new event stuff in the anniversary box. So if you open up an anniversary box, you only get anniversary items. I think that'd be kind of cool. You'd have to mess with the frequency a little bit because you could easily get all legendaries very quickly, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it did finally happen. Somebody did open a loot box that got all four legendaries.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see that video? Like this guy
I
opened
thought
up.
I
It
thought
was
it was
all
just clickbait. I didn't click it. I was like, I'm not gonna fall to the clickbait.
no. Yeah, dude. He clicked it. He opened up a
Oh
loot box
shit.
and four legendaries came out. It was a 0.0001% chance of happening. It's like the
That's
first time
crazy.
it's ever happened in all of Overwatch. So that was pretty cool to see that.
That's crazy.
Two of them were duplicates, but I mean,
I mean, what do you
it's
expect?
still good odds. So
Don't worry. I get all those Arya skins that I don't want, so I'm happy.
just kill me now every time I see one of those industrial art Zarya skins. Please
Seriously,
give
like
me
I
that
don't know
back.
what they were thinking with that. It's like,
No,
this looks great. They're gonna love this. Nah,
everybody hates it.
nah, nah, fam. We
So
love Zarya, just not that skin.
yeah,
Oh well.
yeah. I don't have anything else to add. If you do,
Just one thing. Just fucking work as a team when you go into a
I feel
game.
like we say this
Like,
every podcast.
but it's just like it's so obvious, especially at the lower ranks. Like nobody has good enough mechanical skill like they do in high diamonds masters to be able to just go out there, don't really communicate, and just win a game. Like that just doesn't happen. Like you need communication, you need teamwork, and you don't see it a lot. I think at the lower ranks, which I think is the biggest problem. And I know we always try to get the team talking before a match, and it's frustrating when they don't. But just work at it, take positive attitude, don't get tilted as much as I do. You'll be fine.
A good closing statement. The same statement Lex has been making since we started this podcast.
I will continue to make that statement until I actually live my dream of walking in and everybody wants to talk about how to build the team comp. Until that moment, I will not stop giving this statement out. Public service announcement, everybody. Jeff, it's been a long time, but listen, Sunrise Gaming knows what's up. You need to make a PSA.
Make a PSA. There you go. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find all of our Twitter and Twitch information down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. We're on the up and up nowadays, so be sure to check us out on our other videos and whatnot. We do have great other Overwatch speculation videos and other podcasts you can watch. But just bear in mind, we do this every week, so the ones that come before this video are kind of outdated. So just keep that in mind, unless you have nothing else to do. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Bye.